Hey, what's up, guys? It's me, Juan Pablo from 100% Finance at 100percentfinance.com. Mr. Cashflow, Mr. Passive Income, the people's mentor. I got what you need to succeed. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate your viewership. Topic of discussion for today is time management 101. If it's not scheduled, it's not getting done. Point blank period. So I'm Juan Pablo. I'm a real estate investor of 63 units, and now I'm an author. You see the book right there, Quit Your Day Job. Self-published author, first time. It's a dream come true. But in order for this dream to come true, I had to schedule it in my calendar. What do I mean by that? I'll come back to that in a second. I'm going to table that book for a second and get to the point. I was having a conversation, right? Someone on the team. So oftentimes I like to expose people's mindsets so that can be a learning lesson for you, but to no offense to people on the team, okay? So I was having a conversation with someone that I know, I have a lot of respect for, and I was telling him about something he needs to implement. Like, hey, you should start implementing this, or we should try doing that. And I understand he might have been a little busy or overwhelmed. He said, oh, I'll do it when I get the time. I'm like, well, what do you mean you'll do it when you get the time? When will you have the time? Man, you know I'm busy, man. I'm doing this. Whenever I get time, I'll do it. I'm like, no. When? Don't see. That's the thing. I'm Juan, right? Juan Pablo, and it's one of my pet peeves when people will leave things open-ended. I want something definite, concrete, specific. All right, so that way I can hold you accountable. Especially if you work for me, right? Because how can I hold you accountable if the instructions were unclear and undefined? It's ludicrous. And people say that all the time, right? They say, oh, whenever I got the time, I'll get to it when I get to it. No, that means you'll never get to it. That means that it's going in one ear, out the other. And then so I confronted him after he said that, because I followed up twice. To get a specific, clearly defined date of when he'll do this activity. So I said, okay, well, let me ask you a question. Have you ever heard me say, I'll get to it when I get to it? Or have you ever heard me say, whenever I have the time, I'll get to it? No, I do not. I said, why is that? Because every single time that I know I had to do something that's important, but not urgent, I pull out my smartphone, open up the calendar app, and I schedule it on a date and time that I have it available. And then I communicate it to all parties involved of the event. So if I have to give you a report, let's say, more specifically, let's say I'm collaborating with someone. Let's say it's another real estate guru out there and I'm doing a collaboration. I will schedule it in my calendar, send that person a calendar invite with details. Hey, let's do a conference call. This is the conference information. This is the dial-in. Let's do it at 2 p.m. next Wednesday, and I'll speak with you then. And just make sure you have these 5 points so we'll discuss it in length before the call, or during the call, I meant to say. That's how I handle business. If it's important and urgent, most people just say, hey, I just get to it when I get to it. But they don't document it. They don't write it down, and they don't schedule it. So if you don't write it down, if you don't document it, and if you don't schedule it, and you don't have an alarm reminding you that, hey, you got to do this important thing, guess what? It'll be out of sight, out of mind. Just think of all the times in which you had something important to do, and you forgot, and you missed the deadline. Or you needed someone else to do something important, but they forgot and they missed the deadline. Or it wasn't done in the best quality simply because the instructions were not clearly defined. And the time frame for them to complete it was open-ended. And you got to keep being lame, following up, hey, did you have time yet? Hey, did you schedule it yet? Hey, did you get it done yet? Did you find the time to do it? No. What I look like being a boss, right? Having to keep asking one of my team members, hey, did you do it yet? Hey, did you do it yet? Hey, did you find the time? No, that makes me look weak. And I ain't about looking weak. I am about efficiency. I want to be efficient with all parties involved. especially my team members, because this is a team. We all have to work together synergistically and effectively communicate with each other. And we have to make sure that, hey, if you're given a certain directive, that I can be rest assured that it'll get done. I want to know with specificity. Do you follow? Right? So when I told him this was kind of like an eye-opener for him. And he said, oh, okay, I never thought about that. I never thought about that if I am busy and overwhelmed, that I should take a split second, look at my calendar, and say, okay, I got time Friday at 3 o'clock to do this. And so that way you can tell your superior, if you're a subordinate, an employee, hey, superior, I don't have time right now because my schedule is busy, look at my calendar, but I can do a Friday at 3 o'clock. Is that fine? And then I said, okay, I understand that. Let's talk Friday at 3 and have these things done. Send me a calendar invite so we're both notified that, hey, it's Friday at 3, the report is due. It's that simple. That one simple step of just clearly just defining what it is you need to do and scheduling it in your calendar, placing an alarm and notifying all parties involved will make sure that you get things done. It's important to be effective as well as efficient. Effective is results driven. Efficient is process driven. So you got to have a process outline where your calendar is concerned. Okay? So if you're talking to me, if you ever want to collaborate with me or work with me, and you say, oh, I'll get to it when I get to it, I'm about to dig in and dig in you for real, without holding back. Okay? And I'll put you on front, on blast, because I do not appreciate that, because I wouldn't do the same thing to other people. You have to be a master of your time. And this is time management 101. How can you expect to be a successful real estate investor, business owner, or entrepreneur, and you don't stick to a schedule? I've never met a successful entrepreneur who doesn't stick to their schedule or know their numbers. They're always checking the 2 C's. What's that? Their calendar and their checkbook, or their checking account. That's what they do all day long. They want to know what's going on with their schedule and what's going on with their money. That simple. They want to know those numbers, and they want to know what's going on in their calendar. It's that simple. You have to be knowledgeable. Know your flocks. That's another YouTube video I put on there. So you haven't seen it, you can go see it, but you have to be knowledgeable. Okay? So that's the lesson. Now to bring it back to the book. That's how this book got completed. This is how this became a manifestation. I scheduled it in my calendar. Every morning at 9 a.m. I'm going to write 30 minutes a day. I did this months ago. I will write just 30 minutes, okay, because I realized I'm busy. I just get to the book. When I get to it, guess what? It will never get done. But I said, all right, I can carve out 30 minutes from 9 to 9:30 to write for 30 minutes. When my alarm goes off, I'll stop and move forward with real estate investing activities or 100% finance related activities. But I did this 30 minutes a day. Then once the book was done, then I said, all right, what's the next step? Oh, the next step I might need is a proofreader or editor. Let me reach out to that person. Oh, the next step is, let me do that 30 minutes a day. Or check out a book cover. Let me reach out to this person. But 30 minutes a day, I will work on book-related activities. I scheduled it. And I made sure I listened to my calendar. That's another pet peeve. If you know that your calendar is going off, and you know you're supposed to do something, and you continue to reschedule at a later date, or you waking up in the morning and you keep hitting the snooze button, that's foolish. Because you're putting a signal out to the universe that you are a proponent of procrastination. That you're not a person who is diligent, or disciplined, or self-controlled enough. So it's foolish to believe you'll be a successful person. When your alarm goes off first thing in the morning, you better put that thing across the room on your dresser so it forces you to get out of bed, especially on the weekends, because you need to use your nights and weekends to make yourself financially free and independent, right? So you put that alarm across the bed, and when that alarm goes off for 6 in the morning, you roll out of bed and get up, and you do the first thing you got to do on your calendar. And that's what I do, and that's what I discuss in this book in more detail of how to have a certain regimen so that you are efficient and productive with your time, right? So quit your day job is not just about the ins and outs of real estate investing, because it is a real estate blueprint, right, to replace your paycheck with passive income. But it's about you You got to work on you and your calendar and your schedule and your checking account and your FICO score and your bank statements. We got to work on you. Many people try to dance around themselves. If you're sleeping in on the weekends, you need to stop it. Real talk. If you're using your spare time to engage in leisure-like activities, you need to stop it. Real talk. Because I want you guys to succeed financially, okay? So that's what this book is about. And that's how this book came into fruition. Because I was diligent where my time is concerned. And that's the same thing I did with real estate investing, same thing I did with 100% finance, and now with the book. Be efficient with your time so that you can be effective where your finances are concerned. But I love you guys. Even the guy I was talking about, shout out to him as well. It's just a learning lesson. And that's one of the things that I have to preach to you guys, as well as the culture, the team. Because we have a culture, a community within ourselves, right? A community within a community in which we share with each other laws that we live by. And that's one of the laws that we live by. You have to be a steward over your time. Don't waste your own time, and don't let no one else waste your time. If you don't respect your time, no one else will either. But if you ask me to engage in some activity, the first thing I'm doing is checking my phone for my calendar, and I schedule it. I never say, oh yeah, I can hang out Friday, without first looking at my calendar to see what my availability is on Friday. And then, if I have availability, I'll say, oh, I have the time at 7. 7 works for you? Great. What's your email? Even if I'm just meeting you, hey, what's your email? All right, great. Got your email. I'll send you a calendar invite for the details. Whether we're meeting at a location, we're meeting at this Thai restaurant, here's the location, here's some notes. Make sure you ask for Juan when you get there because I made a reservation. The whole 9 yards. Clearly define the schedule. Alright guys, my time is up. As always, this is to your success. Continue to earn passively, live passionately. God bless. Get your copy of the book. Check the link below. Peace. Thanks for watching the video. We appreciate your viewership. By the way guys, make sure you subscribe to 100%finance.com. We have a plethora of tools that can help you succeed financially. We have a report on credit repair, 3 tips on how you can improve your FICO score. We also have a business credit ebook. We have a ton of real estate related documents, from deal analyzers to a mortgage calculator, a whole bunch of resources. You just have to subscribe. And one last thing, don't want to forget, we are offering free live webinars to answer your questions. This is only made available to our website subscribers. So you have to subscribe to 100%finance.com to receive the details as to the date, the time, and the call-in information for the webinars to answer your credit repair, business credit, or business funding needs, as well as your real estate related questions. Thank you guys again for watching, and subscribe.